Hello and welcome. If you're watching me, you found my YouTube channel, Susan Alexander. You can also find me on Facebook at Angelic Vibrations, and my website is angelicvibrations.net. It's good to see you here. Welcome back to all those who have been here in the past and to those who will find me, hopefully soon in the future. Today is Tuesday the 10th of October. So we're just past our full moon, and we're working down now through the month towards the dark of the moon and the new moon. What Metatron has asked me to talk about today is the whole idea of karma, to shed a little bit of light on it, to allay some fears that people may have about it, and to try and give some perspective to it from a spiritual sense. So over the last few days I've made quite a few notes about things that I want to talk about. I will be doing my first blog on this, so it will be covered in a little bit more detail there. But today I want to use the sprays and a few decks of cards, to bring some insight into what karma means both to myself and to you. Now, as you know, Metatron is the overseer of the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records being the record of everything, every thought, word and deed that we have done since our soul, our spirits, first incarnated in a human form. And we have many incarnations. And karma is a human construct which we have to learn in order to learn our lessons and to find the idea, or work out the idea of true balance and also unconditional love. Now, if anywhere on the net, if you look, Metatron is just stopping me. I've particularly brought out my beautiful little angels today, and he said just light the candle just to give me a little bit more inspiration. So we'll do that. So there's my beautiful little candles with the flame, lighting the way for us and giving us some guidance as we make our way through this. And since I've done that, I now want to spray the Archangel Metatron Flame Attunement Spray, which we use to ask Metatron to please come closer, so that the messages that I bring through for you will be accurate and what is needed for today. So, Metatron said to start with what is commonly known by the term karma. Now, karma in the spiritual, as a spiritual principle, is or embodies the law of cause and effect. Now, what it actually means is that where the intent and the actions of an individual, which are the cause, influence the future of either that individual or another, that's the effect, that is karma. And as you will realize, if you interact with people, you can have a positive or a negative reaction, influence, or start behaving positively or negatively towards that person based on how you intuitively read the energy of that person. And since we are energetic beings, everything comes down to the energy that we put out, that we feel, and that we use to determine our lives and how we work. It is the reason why the Metatron sprays are such an invaluable aid, because they allow us to connect more deeply, to open up more fully and connect more deeply with Spirit, to ask Spirit to teach us what it is that we need to know so that we can understand what we need to do in order to reach the point of ascending to fifth dimensional consciousness, which is the place of unconditional love. Now, Metatron has prodded me several times over the last few days to remember that ascending to the fifth dimensional way of unconditional love is not the end of our journey. That as spirits in a human form coming to earth to learn, our journey will continue until we have learned what or all that we have determined that we want to learn. He said, the Akashic records hold all of they hold the book of records for each person, for every cause and effect, every positive and negative thing that they have done. And at the end of your life, dependent upon how you have worked through your life, worked through the opportunities and events that have presented themselves to you, you will find that when you have returned to spirit, you will be able to work out or understand whether you have had a positive influence on the people with whom you've had a negative karmic debt. It wants me to keep it light. So what I want to do, I want to spray with the, first of all, the lavender soul star spray, which is the chakra just above the head. Now, the Metatron spray has actually helped me to open up to him. The soul star spray will help me to connect into spirit further, and then I use the gold dust spray, which is the stellar gateway spray, which is higher up, and it will allow me to be able to more easily connect with spirit to bring through the information that they want us to have. And to do that, he's asked me to use, I'm using a deck of cards called the Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild to give us some information, some clues, some encouragement regarding karma and how it actually affects our lives. So it is for each person, but it is also for everyone else. There is no separation between the information that is coming through for you or for anyone else. Metatron says this is to assist everyone who is confused about karma. Stop there. It's the first one. Hold that one up. Beautiful one. And that is Wisdom of the Divine Feminine. And as you know, at the moment, it's a beautiful picture of the Divine Feminine. At the moment, the Divine Feminine is on the rise. We are seeing the Divine Feminine return more strongly to our consciousness as we move forward. For a long time, the Divine Masculine or the patriarchal system has been dominant. And within each of us, we have the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. Now we are seeing the Divine Feminine and all she embodies rise to balance the masculine energies that we have been using to bring the balance we need. Let's see what else is coming out of the oracle. Next card, please. It must be clearly understood that the divine masculine and the divine feminine do not speak about sexual orientation. So please don't bombard me with that. Basically, every single person has the divine feminine and the divine masculine within them. It is a part of our very nature. Our sexual orientation is not determined by these factors. And the next one that's come through is another beautiful image of a woman, and she is holding an orb of light. It's called orbs of light. And we are being told that Spirit is with us. Not only the Archangels, the Angels, and the Ascended Masters and the Holy Ones, but also our ancestors. We can, if we ask for help and understanding and teaching from those of our ancestors who have crossed over. We are able to do this because they have once more returned to Spirit, and as Spirit, their knowledge and understanding is boundless. It is greater than the sum of the knowledge that we hold individually at present, and we are able to ask them for assistance. I have the final card here for the moment. This one here. And we are being shown the Rainbow Bridge. Ascension and the Rainbow Bridge. Metatron. We have a Metatron spray called the Rainbow Bridge. It is the spray that we use when we can use it for other people, we can use it for ourselves. It is for people who are afraid to cross over. The human part of themselves are afraid to let go of the life they have and cross. But what this is saying here is that the Rainbow Bridge is leading to ascension. The Spirit is ascending from the human existence, the heavy human existence, and is released to go in spirit up to Spirit, to become one with the universe, one with the source. So they are crossing the Rainbow Bridge, and what we're being told here with these three cards, so we have the Divine Feminine, we have Orbs of Light, which is more Spirit that's coming in, and we have the Rainbow Bridge. When we take this and we look at it from a karmic point of view, we're being told that as we allow the unconditional love that the Divine Feminine can help to bring forth in conjunction with the Divine Masculine, we will be able to call on Spirit and achieve be able to achieve the union where we are able to cross the Rainbow Bridge and ascend with the karma that we have brought with us, the karma that we have earned through our life, whether it is negative or positive, and we can have that balanced if we have done the right things in life. We are able to always cross that rainbow bridge. We are always able to reach spirit, because it is only once we have gone back to spirit that we can understand fully all that we have done. One of the messages that Metatron and Archangel Uriel told me this week is that karma will not end at the end of this month, at the end of this year. For as long as the human beings will be in existence, karma will also exist. We have the ability at the present time, since we have this huge portal, energetic portal, open to us, available to us, for us to clear our own personal karma. And by that they mean that we are able to, if we have anything negative or wrong perhaps that we have thought or done, said, felt towards another person, we are able, if we work on it now, we are able to cancel out that karmic connection. There's a karmic connection, and it's very important to understand that we form these karmic connections with people we meet and interact with, including our family members, and we can return lifetime after lifetime forming these same karmic bonds, the karmic relationships, in different ways until they are all worked out. Being encouraged to ask Archangel Uriel to come and help me further with this. The wonderful thing I love about all of the angels and archangels is that they are always so willing to come in and help if you ask. And I ask before I start, I ask for their assistance. Because Archangel Uriel is about spiritual service and light, he wants to make sure that we understand that we will never be denied an opportunity to redress something that has happened, something we have done. Because we are human beings, spirits in human form, we are still energetic beings. We will still interact on an energetic level with those around us. We can effect great change within ourselves by working on the interactions, the connections with those around us, further than our families. They're like a droplet falling into a pool. The ripples of each action we make go further than we understand. Okay, I'm now using the Keepers of Light deck by Kyle Gray, and this deck is full of the beautiful angels and ascended masters to give us. They all want to help. They want to help us to understand what it is that we are thinking about, and they want us to have an understanding of it, and an understanding of what they can do to help. Here we go. Okay, the first one is charity. I'll talk about them when we're finished. I want to draw 3 cards. And it's interesting because I know that my mentor, Amanda Ellis, pulled the same card when she did her video a short while ago. It's wonderful. The next card is Archangel Michael. I want you just initially to note that he's dressed in a luxurious red. It looks like armor, but there's a red cloak, but you can see that he has this beautiful blue light in his heart and enormous wings. As I said, we'll talk about the cards as a whole when I've drawn the next one. Archangel Michael is probably the archangel that people know most readily, since he's the archangel we've been taught to call on if we want assistance with security, safety. But also he's the archangel to help with communication. So it's wonderful that he has come today. I thank him for that. And one more card, please, Metatron. Okay, this one. And we have Mother Mary. And she speaks volumes by herself. And out of curiosity, we'll take the card from the bottom of the pack. And it is the Shekinah. Now, the Shekinah is the female half of within the tree of life. She represents the female energy. So what I'd like to do is to hold them all up and see if I can. I don't have a card hand, so if they drop, I'll pick them up and start again. So first of all, we have Charity. So what we're being told with the first 2 cards in particular, if you look at them, with the colours, we've got the pink, purples and reds. Now, red is security, the pink is love, the purple is the spiritual self, and we're asked for to show charity, prayer and contemplation, to connect with heaven. What we're being asked to do is to actually find time in our day, every day, within our lives, to have quiet contemplation, to try and find a time when we can just simply be, and we will find that not only do we disconnect from the drama around us, we can allow ourselves time to connect with spirit so that we can receive messages to assist us with whatever is happening. And Archangel Michael coming in at the same time, and he is, again, the message is trusting heaven. And we're being asked to, unfortunately, the light's not exactly brilliant at the moment, so, but I don't really want to read the message. What they're telling me is to just look at the colours. The colours are important, and the colours are the message. And it was followed by Mother Mary. And while she is dressed in a beautiful pale blue shawl covering, she is carrying the most beautiful pink and red roses, or pink to red roses, the blush. So what I'm seeing is the running connection between Charity, Michael, and Mother Mary. Mother Mary is all about love and peace, which is what we all want. Shekinah, the last one, a beautiful woman with a dove in front of her, she is the sacred self. But what they're telling me is that all of them are talking about one thing. They're talking about being able to be strong whilst bringing the love, forgiveness, and balance to our lives so that we can connect with heaven. Find time to, whatever prayer means to you. Prayer can be something as simple. The Shekinah is telling me that prayer is not necessarily going to church. Prayer is going within. So anytime when you find yourself performing a task that you don't really need to think about, and I've got a picture of when I'm ironing, or even when you're doing housework or the shopping, it only uses such a tiny fraction of your mind to do that. You are able to take that time to disconnect whilst doing this. You're able to disconnect and allow the messages that you need to come through to, Michael says, reassure and strengthen your purpose. So we need to find the time to be strong enough to offer the charity to people, to allow them, therefore, with the love for ourselves, love for yourself, forgiveness for yourself. Mary is saying, with a question of karma in everyone's mind at the moment, we need to remember that it is not only in forgiving others, making amends for what we have done to others, we also have to find in our hearts the forgiveness for ourselves for whatever was done. It is like the rainbow bridge. It is a bridge from your heart to other hearts, and you have two ends. You must, in order to move through the tree of life towards ascension, you must forgive yourself as well as others. And I'm hearing the phrase, do unto others. It's do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Actually, I'd like to bring Archangel Metatron back more closely, please. Archangel Metatron, to find out if there's a final word for us. And he's asked me to draw one card from here. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reid. We'll see what we have here that might bridge everything. Metatron is saying that whilst the portal for ascension is the strongest, whoops, there we go, excuse me. Of course, I'm being told TikTok time. And that's come up before as well. Time, it's important. Just because the peak of the ascension period happens to be in these 3 months, we've had several this year, that the ascension process from third dimensional way of thinking to fifth dimensional way of thinking will continue beyond 2017. It will continue throughout most of 2018, if not all of 2018. We will be given the opportunity to complete the work on ourselves, which means completing the work on what we need to do with our relationships with other people in order to reach that point where we can detach from drama. We can exist totally within the fifth dimensional field of unconditional love. We are no longer drawn into the drama, so therefore we do not give out the energy to repel anything that occurs. We are in a state where we don't need to accept it. We are taking ourselves away from that. So we remove that from ourselves in order to be able to do the work on continuing our ascension. Our ascension process will continue beyond the fifth dimension. There are many waiting for us, waiting for the earth to complete her ascension, to go through her upheavals, as we see the signs of her ascension, her struggle to ascend with the storms, the fires, earth movement, I am told. There will be not only, I'm being shown the tectonic plates, so we will not only see earthquakes. I'm being shown mountains on fire, so volcanic eruptions. And as a result of this, we will see possibility of oceanic disturbances, upheaval, tsunamis perhaps. All of these geophysical symptoms of our earth ascending to her next level. We as humans on Gaia need to do what we can to send love to her to assist in this. The more love we can pour into the Earth's matrix, I am told at this time, it will help to lessen the geophysical impact of her ascension. So much like the physical pains we can feel as we come to understand that our ascension to fifth dimensional consciousness will mean that some friends, indeed perhaps some family, will move away from us because they no longer resonate, vibrate with the frequency we are now emitting. So too will we attract people into our lives who are working on the same vibrational frequency. Okay. So we had two cards that fell out there, and one was Unfinished Symphony and the other one was Yang. So that's masculine energy, and at the bottom of the pack we have To Be Fair. So what are we being told here? Very simply, we had tick-tock, so we have time. Time is ticking, things are changing. Make the most of everything. be aware of time passing. Be grateful for time. The more grateful we are, the more we are in vibrational alignment with our spirit, with ourselves, with others. Time will appear to stretch, and we will be able to complete more than we thought possible. We have the time. There is no need to worry about being unable to finish your karmic lessons by the end of 2017. We have unfinished symphony. Our karmic work is our unfinished symphony. How many masters have passed and left unfinished symphonies behind? Great writers and great musicians who have left unfinished pieces behind. The celebrities, for example, who have chosen to cross over at this time, which have made a great impact on so many. They have left a feeling for us of unfinished symphonies. We have Yang. Yang is the male energy. And we have both the divine feminine here. We have the Shekinah here. And now we have the male energy here. As I said, it's a balance that is required. It's not simply that the divine feminine will take over and be dominant. It is a balance that is required. And this is what this card, to be fair, is telling me, is that we need the male energy to be fair to ourselves, to everyone else, in order to complete what it is that we need to do. I want to finish at the moment by saying that Metatron has assured me, so I have had Melchizedek has been here also, and assuring me that life will continue, whether it is in third dimensional energy or fifth dimensional energy. We are being given a greater opportunity at present to make the transition from 3 to 5 dimensional way of thinking. It means it is an intense period to work in with your karma, at righting wrongs, giving love and energy into situations, healing old wounds, forgiving oneself. But they also tell me that it is important for each person to remember that even though you mend your fences, even though you are, to be fair, mend your fences, even though you will reach the place, you want to reach the place where you can use the rainbow bridge, and the rainbow bridge will connect heart to heart for you to be able to karmically connect and work on the things between the two or more people to balance those deeds out. You are an individual spirit in a human body. Whilst energetically you can clear your karma and move forward with unconditional love, it is not impossible for you to find yourself slipping back to the third dimensional way of thinking. which will lead to possible karma, once more, negative karma. It is not to be feared. It is not something that you beat yourself up about. You can correct it. Once you have reached the fifth dimensional way of unconditional love, you will know how to remove yourself from the situation, to correct any imbalance which is there, and move forward. But you cannot clear the karma that other people have created. You can only clear your own karma. That seems to be a really important message from them, is that we have the great opportunity at present to move through the ascension portal. If we do the work on ourselves, if we balance our karma, if we remove ourselves from the drama, we are able to forgive, to give out unconditional love wherever we are. If we have this love in our hearts, which is depicted on the rainbow bridge, which is shown on the spirit orbs, they bring love with them always. We are reminded with charity that it is only when we are thinking with goodness, kindness and charity in our hearts that we can, Mother Mary embodies everything, we can stop ourselves, learn to make the choices that will not incur karma as we have in the past. But we are not, there is no need to fear that we have only a tiny window between now and the end of 2017 to clear our karma. This is a wonderful opportunity, as the energetic portal of ascension is here. But we will have 2018, we will have the rest of our lives, if necessary, to learn this lesson. This is an opportunity, but the door will not close at the end of 2017. So what I'd like to do for everyone is I'd like to take Archangel Shemuel, a beautiful pink ray which we saw on Charity, and they keep coming up, the beautiful pinks. Imagine yourself surrounded by a beautiful pink cloud. Allow the beautiful floral scent that's here to surround you. Ask Archangel Shemuel to come close, and ask Shemuel to teach you how to move forward with greater love in your heart for yourself and for others. And in so doing, we will safely, easily, calmly, and with reassurance move through this ascension process and the karmic clearing necessary with Shemuel's help, with Uriel's help, with Metatron's help. All will be there for us, and all will help should we so request. But we have to request with an open heart that is willing to listen and to learn and do the work needed. I think that is all. I hope it has been helpful. I'd like to wish everyone a wonderful week. wherever you are. Please send love to yourself when you send it out to Mother Earth to calm the upheavals. Send it to other people. When you are walking in the street, try to smile. Just have a smile on your face. Your energy will pick up the feeling inside, and it will spread further than you can imagine, and the ripples of that will flow on. Let us try for this month to continue to send out these ripples of love and charity, of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and to remember at all times to be fair to yourself, to be fair to others. And I will close wishing you all a wonderful week, and I will be back again towards the end of the month, looking ahead, bringing Metatron's messages through for you. So I would like to once again to thank you, from my heart to yours on the Rainbow Bridge, beautiful waves of love, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Thank you.